Labs, which is what we formed. We're working on many use cases that are related to the smart containers, starting from black box for analyzing insurance events, cyber seal for security, measuring the weight of the container by using vibrations and acoustics, commodity verification, predictive schedule analytics, and of course, we wrap it up in consulting services for shipping companies that want to go digital. Our business model is very simple. We partner with the shipping company to sell visibility services to their users. We get compensated from the end users via the bill of lading, an existing invoice of the shipping industry. And we build just one company for thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of customers. A very simple business model, which is also very viral, because considering one shipping company has customers that use more than one shipping company, these customers apply pressure on the other shipping company to apply the solution. The next shipping company has more customers means more shipping companies, and it spirals to a really nice virility. I'm going to end with telling you what we've been doing since 2019. In 2019, we had a mature enough technology, and we actually made a competition to all shipping companies around the world to find our first beta site with a real live Contopia use case. Long story short, this is the Brazilian company who won the competition. This is their network, and this is a digital twin of smart trips that are happening in the Brazilian company's network. We basically transformed their entire physical operation to the virtual realm. We gained tons of press because of that. And we're now expanding to more and more shipping companies. A very interesting slide to show is what happened to that shipping company. It's still public. And recently it was sold to the #1 shipping company in the world at 3x the valuation than when we started. It was very clear until we announced that behaved very like a traditional shipping company. The moment we announced, they started behaving like a tech company, like clear dramatic effect on their valuation and how the market perceived them. Right now, we are going shipping company by shipping companies, extending open invitations to taste what Contopia is about, with really pilots on the world's smartest container, and our consulting, really making Contopia a reality. We have a project happening in Asia, in the UAE, and several rollouts to come. Inviting everyone to think outside the container, think large enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Logino. Shachar, this is startup number 24, room number 24. The next one is Matix. Please, Noah.
Hi, my name is Chen Genosa. I'm with Filmatics.
One second.
I'm in charge for the business with Filmatics.
Spotlight is wrong, I think.
לא, אין וידאו, זה רק שמע.
It's only Shema. Okay, so we'll skip it. We go to the next one, 26, Qualitas, Georgi. Okay, so this is 26, please. Recording.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Georgi Maikov, and I'm delighted to present Qualitas, a new era of self-aware water quality sensors. And I want to welcome you to the water world, where the water treatment market is expected to double to almost $500 billion in the next decade. And the equipment segment alone is expected to reach more than $80 billion. But the fastest growing segment, the smart water management, will grow at a rate of more than 14% to $53 billion. Our playing ground is at the intersection of those two segments. But there is a problem. Rivers all across the world are polluted, and water companies are paying billions in fines. Only in UK they have paid $150 million in fines in the past years. This gives rise to additional regulation that will result in even more fines. Additionally, the carbon footprint of water treatment is enormous. It is estimated that around 3% of energy consumption goes toward treatment of wastewater. In the USA, we are talking about a bleed of more than $4 billion a year. Now you are probably wondering, what are they doing about it? So let me show you. It's a bit of a horror story. To eliminate this cost, water operators must know what the water contains at each stage. But today, it is almost impossible, as real-time monitoring of water quality is a challenge. Available system costs tens of thousands of dollars. But even worse than that is the fact that they become unreliable soon after they are installed. You see, when you put a sensor into water, it gets dirty and starts to provide faulty data. But current sensors have no way to self-identify and report the problem when it occurs. They are stupid devices. The common practice to manually monitor the sensors is not practical. Look here, for example. The moment the sensor goes into water, the error starts to grow until the next maintenance event. But as the operator never knows what the error at each time is, they do not trust the data collected by their sensors. So they go back to do manual tests, eventually acting based on their experience and their hunch. We ask ourselves a question. What if sensors could become sentient, capable of identifying and compensating when fault occurs, providing immediate and precise alerts of critical failure at a fraction of existing costs, eliminating millions of dollars in losses? We are Aqualitas, the first self-aware, multi-parameter IoT water quality sensor that performs autonomous self-calibration, requires the simplest of maintenance, and provides reliable information for process monitoring and control, and all of that for an affordable price. And we are already doing paid pilots in Israel. Our sensors are installed in critical points across the water network, and the real-time data is uploaded to our Aqua Insight cloud, where our AI monitors the calibration health. Only then, the accurate and precise data of water quality and sensor health is transmitted to the operator, so it will alert them of abnormal behavior, notify when simple maintenance must be performed, and will enable them to monitor and optimize their processes. The first such sensor is the UNU, that can measure up to 6 physical critical parameters, with additional virtual parameters on the way. Our sensors, with advanced optics and multidirectional detection, are dynamically controlled to collect unique data, and our models are trained to isolate the sensor drift from the measurement. For example, we isolate the fouling of the optical windows from the absorption of the water, and we do it without shutting down the system. With this unique data, our AI can perform automatic calibration of the measurement. A holistic approach of technology and the business model allows us to provide the solution as a service. Our modular platform achieves low equipment cost. The smart algorithm prolongs the sensor lifetime, and the cartridge-like swappable sensors make it so everyone can easily maintain the system. With zero capex and fixed and known OPEX, we minimize the risk of our clients and reduce their expenses by an unparalleled and huge level. And the reliable data will help them to reduce both energy and chemical consumptions of the facility. For example, for wastewater treatment control, we can monitor critical parameters, provide alerts of anomalous behavior in real time, saving energy and manpower. In agriculture, we can monitor the water treatment process that is used for irrigation. We can also provide information regarding the water fertilization status. And with minimal maintenance, we can monitor water bodies. To achieve all of that, we have built a great multidisciplinary team of data scientists, water scientists, experts in sensory technology, and business leaders in the water industry. Today we have 3 running pilots monitoring effluent in wastewater treatment plant, effluent used for irrigation, and in a water reuse application. Our vision is to democratize water quality monitoring technology, to open a new era of water equality. We are always on the looks for new partners and design partners who want to test our technology, and today we are raising our seed round. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aqualitas. Aqualitas is a startup number 26. And the next one is Animate. Animate, startup number 28. both Qualitas and Animate are alumnus of the Galilee Accelerator. So we are with Animate. Please, Noah.
Machines tend to fail, and our job is to keep all of them running. This is maintenance. Hi, I'm Vladimir, the CEO of Animate Predictive Maintenance Platform. Maintenance software is used to improve machine performance, production efficiency, reduce cost, and CO2 impact. In this year, over $10 billion will be spent for the predictive maintenance software. Sudden failures acts like iceberg. The visible part is tool repair cost, while the invisible is revenue loss, overproduction, and incidents. And the industry leaders, our customers, understand this well. Any machine operating business is looking for the unplanned downtime reduction. Animate is a new generation of maintenance management. We collect all machine performance data, all customers, all kinds of data, failure records, IoT and controller alerts, WhatsApp messages, everything. With that, we built a predictive model for each individual machine to define optimal maintenance. Then we deliver actionable notifications that allow to cut unplanned downtime. In fact, Animate saves 70% of unplanned downtime by preventive maintenance, early failures detections, failure modes investigation, and connection of all workers to the continuous improvement process. Let's look on the production plant from the Animate point of view. Each tool is listed: new machine and 20-year-old one, huge hydraulic press and tiny lab pipetter. Each piece of equipment has maintenance plan, logbook, and failure traceability. The competition between maintenance software providers is not only on cutting-edge software, but mostly on implementation in the field. Unlike many startups, Animate product market fit is built on the paying customers' requirements. And what customers want? To start fast, we did it within hours. To connect all data sources, Animate connects people, devices, analytics. To deliver action items on time to the people that should do the job? Yes. And finally, to collect all results to the single management dashboard. Animate users reports about improvement in ability to manage tasks, teams, and internal clients' requests, establishing of connected workforce culture, and the most important, operation cost is lower and tools uptime is higher. That's why we start selling about a year ago and have secured leading brands across many verticals, from pharma to AV industry, seaports, and aviation. Customers believe in Animate. And what's best is that the more clients we have, the more data we have, our performance gets better, and we get more clients. Growing 20% month over month, we are willing to expand to the new markets, new opportunities, and make the world better. Animate works with two revenue streams: SaaS annual contracts, we have subscription plans for each team size, and scalable premium services. We learn from our customers' needs and upgrade the software. Besides professional experience, each one of Animate founders holds list of academic degrees and personal achievements. I'm a material engineer, starting my career in production as operation and maintenance manager. Build and implement production software projects from the 2014. Victoria, with engineering and fashion design degrees and vast marketing team leadership record, brings aesthetics and joy to the harsh production environment. Eyal took us from the prototype to our SaaS solution. His unique combination of technical and business experience saved to Animate years of trial and errors and brought us to the target faster than any other startup. To sum it up, Animate can save 70% of unplanned downtime. We are growing 20% month over month in the 10 billion market. Come and cut unplanned downtime with us.
Thank you very much, Animate. Animate is number 28, and we continue with Eyal Cyborg 29. Eyal, you're here, please.
Hi there, let me share my screen. All right, here we go. Hi. Everybody sees, hears, everything okay?
Yes.
All right. My name is Dr. Eyal Weiss. I'm the founder and CTO of Cyborg. I got to this interesting subject of electronic components analytics after a project I was working on for 15 years. A large military project, inventing a technology from scratch, almost failed in the field because of a 3-cent capacitor. 10 out of 10 times, failure in electronic components in electronics is actually the component's fault, not the product, not the production, not the design, but actually the component itself. This is a large problem. About 0.5% to 2% of components that are circulating in the market may cause reliability issues. The damages caused by counterfeit components is about $250 billion a year, and it's estimated about 10% of the components today are bought in the gray market or not in a trusted source because of the shortage in components. Some examples of unsafe components may be fraudulent, like recycled, fakes, cloned, counterfeit. Basically, there are fake components that are not real and are all aimed to fraudulent, who buys them. The other issues are quality issues like defects or damaged components, components with oxidized leads, and so on. And there's also just plain errors in documentation or marking or incomplete documentation of components. What is the current solution to this very large problem is basically trust. The industry works on trust. You trust the suppliers, you trust the supply chain, you trust the reported the documents that you get, and there's no verification of components during assembly. Yes, you just buy them and use them. That's it. Cyborg solution is to use only components that you verified, and not just by sampling. The idea is to use only components that you actually seen before they were placed on your products. So to use only AI qualified components and to verify all information visually. So a certified component is one that you verified its authenticity, you verify all the material documents, the lot codes, the dates codes, and so on. Now, we are already working with some partners, and we're working with 3 different, basically, branches. There's the OEMs, who cares most about the pain because they're the ones that their name is on the brand, so everybody knows that this is their quality issues. And there's the manufacturers of the pick and place machines or the assembly machines. And there's the manufacturers, the ECM, the contract manufacturers, who does the assembly. So how do we do it? Basically, we're taking images of electronic components during the assembly from the machines, so you don't have to add any hardware. The pick and place machines that are in the production line, assembling machines on components. So every component that the pick and place machine is picking up, then it's taking a picture from the bottom side in order to do accurate alignment. Now, these images we are taking from the machine, and we're using those images to run our AI algorithms on them to see if they are authentic, they have defects, corrosion, or the homogeneity that can only be seen from the bottom side where the leads are. That's where all the secrets are kept. And then when the board goes into the AUI, automatic optical inspection, at the end of the line, we're taking images from the top side camera, and we can read and decode text on each component. And from this decoding of the text for the hundreds of millions of types of components, we can discern the marking, we can see authenticity and homogeneity, and we can really tell if the right lot or right date code were used for every board. So these are the algorithm, the AI algorithms that we use with every component that we use. We use authenticity. Is it authentic or is it a counterfeit? Homogeneity, meaning are all components the same in the real or the package case? We're looking for evidence in corrosion in the component in the soldering leads. We decode the marking, and we look for body defects. The business model is SaaS, basically. We charge per board. So you don't have to add any hardware. install any long-term investments. You just pay for the boards that you use, and we charge the OEMs, because the OEMs, not the CMs, not the ones that are doing the manufacturing, but the OEMs are the ones who suffer the most, and they have more capability to pay. The TAM is about 22 billion, because there are about 20 billion components per year, and all the services that we give for every component accumulates to about 1.1, so that ends up in 22. So for every board, we serialize it, we qualify all the components, and we use traceability. Now, this is a traceability as a service, so it's a traceability system that doesn't require any hardware. This is a traction. We're working with Flex, with Jabil, with NVIDIA, Siemens, SolarEdge, and so on. And we are already working with supporting, and we have a project with ASM, Fuji Universal, and so on Koyan. So we are already integrated in those machines. This is the team. We are stationed in Tel Aviv. We are about 25 employees. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Cyborg Eyal. Eyal and Cyborg are 29. If you want to continue discussing with Cyborg, 29. Kiami is next, 30. Kiami, alumnus of the accelerator, please. Unmute, Aryeh. Unmute, please. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Rami. Thank you, Noah, for this opportunity. I will present Kiami. Kiami provides smart troubleshooting and knowledge collaboration platform for manufacturing teams. Some of the pain points that we solve, as you know, in the factory, there are complex machinery. Repairing failures can take times. It's highly dependent on the technician's skills, knowledge, and experience. And unfortunately, many cases, the repair time is long, causing downtime, waste, and poor quality. Another pain point is the workforce aging. There are employees that are leaving the company, gain a lot of knowledge and experience, and when they go, a lot of experience and knowledge goes with them. When a new employee is joining the force, it can take months, or in some cases even years, until they become effective. The learning curve is very long. The operational teams tend to call to technical support on many problems. Some of them are trivial. It means that the technician support are overloaded and with a lot of unnecessary manpower. Knowledge sharing between the sites and inside the teams is very limited. We in Kiami created a platform that have several key elements. A smart troubleshooting that provide diagnostic and repair recommendations for technical teams, for engineers, for line operators, helping them to fix failures in much faster process. Knowledge center that can be built around manufacturing equipment and processes. Digital guided procedure that enable them to create step-by-step processes for training and also for setup, calibration, and other operational processes. With Kiami, the operational team can fix failures by themselves. Knowledge and best practices is shared around the company, across the company, between different manufacturing sites. New employees are joining the force and their learning curve is much faster. The processes are smoother and more efficient. We are already working in leading companies, in leading global companies like Teva Pharmaceuticals and Flex. Kiami is appealing to different manufacturing companies in different industrial segments like water, like plastic, construction, pharmaceuticals, and electronics. this is one of example of implementing Kiami in Teva Pharmaceuticals. With Kiami helped them to reduce downtime and to fix complex failures. For example, a failure that caused in the past around 3 hours of downtimes with Kiami takes them today only half an hour to fix, because Kiami's diagnostics process is very efficient and unique. With Kiami, the operators can fix by themselves a lot of calls while avoiding unnecessary calls to support, reducing the calls by 25%. As a result, they reduce also technical manpower. Paltziv, it's a company in the plastic industry. Their motivation was to retain experienced employees' knowledge and know-how. Kiami is providing some kind of L2 support or level 2 support of an expert. It means that an average maintenance technician can fix with Kiami like an expert. Kiami also enables them to make the learning curve of new technicians much faster. Kiami was installed in Flex and was expanded to 11 sites across Europe, helping them to share best practices and reduce downtime dramatically. Kiami is a second layer on top of predictive maintenance or a monitoring system that collects information or parameters from the machinery in real time. And whenever they identify abnormalities, they send the incident to Kiami, and Kiami provide the platform to troubleshoot the failure much faster and more reliable process, while reducing downtimes in a very dramatic portion. So if you are looking to increase your operational efficiency and quality and looking to empower your manufacturing teams, Kiami is your solution. Additionally, we are looking for business partners abroad. Currently, we have first few customers in North America and Europe. So if you are a system integrator, sales agents, or even an investor, you can call us. Thank you very much. Aryeh Maor from Kiami, your smart troubleshooting and collaboration platform.
Thank you, Aryeh. Thank you, Kiami. Kiami was 30, and we have now Zartek in 31. We continue with the maintenance, quality, and inspection, and we have about last 10 startups, super interesting ones. Some of them already have multiple installations like Vidya, Briefery, and others, and some are more early stage, but super interesting. So let's hear the next one, which is Zartek. Jeremy, please.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce everyone to Zartek. The last time I did the presentation was to a Chinese prospect, so I'm sorry because it's written in China, but I will not use my Chinese orally, so I will introduce you to it in English. The subject we are focusing on in Zartek is downtime, in particular in the aviation industry, because it's the first one that we've really started to work on. But I don't know if I said because or thanks to the COVID, we also extended our work to a chemical industry. So what happened in the aerospace industry is when a plane is grounded, it is $10,000 that goes to waste every hour. And a significant part of the downtime in corrective maintenance is related to the difficulty to identify parts. Because if you struggle to recognize hundreds or thousands of part numbers during reassembly, then you struggle accessing the information to fix the system. And because if you struggle to record hundreds of serial numbers during an inventory, then you waste a lot of time and generate a lot of mistakes. This is the reason why we have created Snapper. Snapper offers a very clear value proposition. It's a simple 3 steps identification cloud-based solution. The technician just needs a smartphone, which contributes to the scalability of our solution. Using the smartphone, the technician either picture the part that we match with the catalog, and we build with our client to retrieve the part number, or picture the serial number to extract it. Once the technician validates the recognition, he or she accesses more information or move forward in he or his inventory. Then now let's take the example of our value proposition for the inventory of an engine entering a workshop. Usually it requires up to 3 operators and up to 19 hours to record the hundreds of serial numbers. With Snapper SN, it requires only 1 technician and 5 to 6 hours. Snapper is based on state-of-the-art technologies such as image treatment, deep learning, semi-synthetic and synthetic data generation. A lot of our efforts have been focused on developing automation of semi-synthetic and synthetic data generation. The goal is to reach the data threshold even when natural data is missing, as it is often the case in aviation maintenance, and is a strong challenge. And it is a big market we're talking about. Actually, engine maintenance alone represents $35 billion annually. So now I'm going to talk about the Chinese market that I guess is less relevant to people attending the conference, but the Chinese market, the Chinese fleet is the fastest growing in the world with 10% of growth annually. And what we're doing really interests Chinese clients because of that. Our competition, we are the only solution that does not require prior data from the manufacturer, which is precious in market where the equipments are not produced, where the people are only servicing the equipment. And we cover the issue both of part number and serial number. And our potential to disrupt our industry has been acknowledged by Aviation Week, which is one of the most respected aviation magazines that consider that we're one of the 8 startups that could transform aviation ecosystem. So the way we work, our ability to generate revenue comes from a very basic SaaS model. Either we work with the manufacturer that resells our solution to the maintenance service, or we work with the maintenance service that does become both our clients and our user. IAI is our design partner, which we consider as a strong advantage. We had a first client in Hong Kong. We had been picked by Israel Innovation Authority for a project prior to COVID. Since COVID, we've started to work with ICL, so we're expanding in other fields than aviation, but also expanded to new locations as we've started to work with Air France Industries. So I am in charge of the business, and Jonathan is responsible for the technical stuff, but we're lucky also to have advisors such as Mohamed El Rabi, who most of you cannot read, is a specialist in computer vision, and Franck Le Bourgeois, who is a specialist in AI. And that's it. And we got numerous awards and distinctions that we're pretty proud about. So this is those are my details. If some of you have WeChat, you're welcome to add me, and if you don't, please feel free to send me an email or contact me through my number. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy. Zoltek, number 31. We are with RPLC. Michael, please. Michael, RPLC.
Thank you, Rami. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. In RPLC, we are develop a system, software system to configuration and management of quality inspection in the production line. Let's start a little bit in a live demo, short and very, very simple. If we have this drawing, you can see here, it's a little demo drawing from the internet, very regular with dimension, with tolerance, GD&T, and of course with notes. How we can manage all this dimension and notes in our production line? How we can record the results? How we can trace about what's happening in every dimension of this product? So here our PLC system, the main screen of the software. And let's upload the new project of the drawing that you see now. If we take here from my desktop this drawing of the motor, put them here and wait several seconds. You can see here the drawing with the coordinates of when the balloon will be in the close future. We have analyze of the view. Yeah, I just very, very simple. I have 2 pages and I do run 2 seconds and I have identification of all the views. Like you see now in my drawing. Let's see the second page, just here. This is the second page. You can see here all the views. And now I want to create balloons. The balloons is the identification of all the dimension, tolerance, the geometrics, and more. What I do, just a little push about the analyze. Few seconds. And you can see all the balloons. Of course, there is some balloons that missing, but we can solve it by hand very shortly. Okay. We want to put tolerance, of course, for all the balloons, because this drawing is from general tolerance. What we can do, very, very simple. We're going to design. We have some tolerance like plus minus by size, with different specification. Let's do the simple one, tolerance. Let's say this is the tolerance, and let's do it for all the dimension without the basics. Okay, we have tolerance. You see the angular, I don't feel angular, so I don't have angular, but I could do it generally with automatic balloons. Let's say that I have some CMM machine that take a measurement of the balloons like this file. Let me show you. This file is from CMM. You know, it's a very big data file with many dimensions. How can I upload all these results to a system that manage the results, show me what is fit to the dimension and what's not? Very simple. I go back. Let's back to the main screen, and I have here some, if you see here, this is the part with the file of the measurement. I go to inspection. Just a second. And I open the Cameo. My CMM is a Cameo type. Upload the file that we just see now, this file. Okay, 2 seconds and I have all the information. As you see, here is the file.
Michael, let's try to conclude, please.
Okay, this is all the results. one scroll and I put all the file, export all the file to the system. Well, we have many features, but the time is short. So if you want, please contact with us, RPLC. We have a website, nice website, rplc-qa.com. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, Michael. RPLC 32. If you want to discuss, go to the room 32. See all, Shmulik. See all, Shmulik. This is the next one, 33. Please have this, Noah.
In today's fast-moving world, there is an increasing demand from regulatory authorities and QA departments to implement traceability and material deviation alerts throughout the production line. Current manual traceability methods include a high risk for recalls and inputs requiring a lot of time and money, especially in regulatory-saturated industries. See all, our industry standard-defying AI-based software, utilizes a complex matrix of cameras throughout the production floor. See all tracks all material movement and can compensate through our innovative software for any off-camera movement. See all's real-time continuous material tracking system recognizes any material throughout the production lines. It analyzes movements and locations in the real world. These can be followed in real time on digital maps. Due to these abilities, See all's QA apprentice warns about deviations from the predetermined manufacturing processes. Let's change your point of view on your production.
Okay, what happened?
זה הסתיים בצורה...
Okay, Shmulik, you are here, right? Shmulik. So this was See All, number 33, and we are moving to Vidya, which is 34. Please.
Hello, my name is Felix, and I'm CEO of Vidya. When you imagine quality and control 80 years ago, it probably will look like this. Every part is manually inspected before releasing to the public, and you probably think that today's situation is totally different. Well, not really. There are of course advanced manufacturing plants that deploy expensive machinery working on almost autonomously, but there are still many manufacturing plants that employ manual labor. My partner and I decided to change this. I have gained many years of experience while working with leading companies building solutions of the manufacturing industry in sales, pre-sales, and business development. And my partner Michael has a great experience and knowledge in building complex R&D projects in the security industry. Together, we are trying to tackle the challenges to reduce the number of recalls and refunds and identify defects in the manufacturing as early as it possible, to automate the manual process and to gain management and control over multiple manufacturing lines. We offer a complete solution for automation, quality, and control based on advanced AI machine vision algorithms. Machine vision technology replaces a human sense and judgment capabilities with digital cameras and image processing. Different industries use the technology to automate their production and improve product quality. Our automatic quality control system is one centralized platform that can connect to multiple cameras types, including thermal, industrial, and security. We process the video streaming from the cameras, generate alarms, and manage robotic arms and controllers in order to identify the defects in real time. We offer an open platform that can be integrated to multiple vendors and can export data to existing ERP system, and one centralized database can process all the data and generate useful insights. We are part of Industry 4 evolution, and feel confident that integrating our AI-based software with existing cameras and providing the plant managers full control and traceability over their manufacturing process can increase the productivity, efficiency, and reduce recalls and refunds, making a great impact on the bottom line and reputation of any organization. We have succeeded to deliver working projects and paid POCs with few customers in Israel in several industries. Here is an example of general product inspection manual table in Tnuva. One platform can support multiple products and applications without the need to configure the solution. In Rumikut, we inspect multiple production lines with centralized quality control system. The Unilever chose our solution for quality inspection for an ice cream manufacturing line. In addition to our software, we also design and manufacture the end-to-end inline inspection system, as you see here. Here is a working deployment of high-speed inline thermal camera that controls the sealing quality. The solution is also suitable for pharmaceutical, food, package, and any other seal inspection form. Our competitive advantage is our ability to connect to different types of cameras and multiple manufacturer lines to offer one centralized platform that can manage control, increase the manufacturer line's quality and productivity. We can also upgrade the existing machinery in the plant and thus save cost and increase the ROI. We have built a solution targeting multiple applications for different industries. Total addressable market last year was established $29.7 billion, and it's projected to reach $74.9 billion by 2027, growing at CAGR at 11.3% from 2020 to 2027. We are looking for partners to join us in our journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vidya. Felix is here and can continue the discussion with you if you want in room 34. We continue to briefery 35. David, please, Noah.
Hello, my name is David Ackerman, and I am the CEO of Briefery. I'm going to talk about our solution, Citizen Developer, for the digitalization of the shop floor. Citizen Developer meaning no code, very quick and easy to adapt to the organization. There is a lot of unstructured data going in the organization, and this is not documented, not analyzed for anomalies and root cause of problems. When you look at the factory, it's even intensified. On one side, ERP, CRM, other side, MES, IoT. Those systems don't talk well with each other. And in between, there is a lot of human-to-human interactions that is not seen by the organization systems. So we are providing connecting a system that connects between human machines and software processes to provide full visibility in what's going in the plant, and everything works on your mobile. So the shop floor employee can use the mobile, and even the CEO of the company can visualize everything that's going on the factory on his mobile. And we have a desktop version as well. Other unique features that we have a learning system. If there is an event, we show instantly all history of similar events and the resolution. And the resolution is rated by best practice on top, and it's crowd voting or done by the factory engineer. We have also escalation and smart routing. So we measure from event to resolution. If it takes more than 10, 20 minutes, we will automatically escalate it and will route it by the problem, if it's electrical, to the electrician, software to the IT, etc. We are a team of 6 people. Myself, I was the president of Ceragon Networks, Inc. in the US, and then the CEO of ITS Telecom. Ronnie and Sharon have a background in no-code solution, and Tamir and Tomer are previous 8200 Elite Intelligence Unit developers, and Chagai is ex-Israeli Air Force pilot. So we are a strong team. We have 20 customers working. Just to give a few examples, Drexelmeier is a German, a tier 1 automotive supplier, 4.6 billion euro annual turnover. They are doing the batteries for the Porsche Taycan, and they are managing the faults with our system. We are connecting to the MES. We get the errors, we route them to the operator, show them the history and the best practice solution, and you can see it all here. In calculation we did in Drexelmeier, we can save 46% of downtime and can save approximately 1.7 million euro per year for this factory alone. In Ackerstein, which is another customer of ours, they have 10 sites with more than 1,000 employees. We are doing more than 60 different workflows, from preventive maintenance, fault maintenance, to plant investments, waste tracking, mold tracking, subcontractors management, proof of delivery, etc. Everything that we do eventually goes to the dashboard, and you can drill down and find the root cause or any anomalies and ask the 5 whys. And by doing that, you can increase drastically the efficiency of your system. So to summarize, we are providing visibility, traceability, and agility. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Briefery 35, and we continue with video, the recording for video number 36.
Good evening. My name is Yahav Montgomery. I'm a co-founder and CEO of FeedU. FeedU is developing enterprise software to manage food disposal at the point of sale for retailers, manufacturers, and distributors. The food industry spends roughly $35 billion disposing of food as waste and misses out on about $90 billion a year in potential tax returns, not to mention the climate impact and the impact on food insecurity. Why, you say? Currently, the food industry lacks any visibility to food it disposed of as waste at the point of sale, vis-a-vis retail outlets. It doesn't track or record proper donations to charities, food banks. The current setup for branch and warehouse managers does not incentivize them to report or dispose food or even rescue food instead of disposing it. Vendor managed inventory suppliers are incentivized to just leave close to expired or expired food items at the retailer for the retailer to dispose of, and he incurs them costs. And outdated technological tools to streamline the whole process. Now, FeedU solutions come to solve this problem and streamline food disposal by developing an enterprise software management system. We'll provide real-time visibility into food disposal and its associated costs, enable an alternative disposal in form of donation or spot discounts. We'll provide streamlining the tax recovery, the recovery process, and calculate the climate impact per SKU. Now, the heart of our system is an AI algorithm designed to optimize the disposal decision. So each item that enters the point of sale will be scanned, and an optimum period for a decision for donation versus discount versus disposal, with the associated costs will be presented to the retailer or manufacturer. If they decide to donate, all of the relief agents, the food relief agencies in the area, food banks, etc., receive notification, will be able to streamline, communicate, and coordinate pickup. Once the relief agency pick up the inventory, they'll be able to scan it through our app and issue a invoice immediately for the tax return, streamlining the process and diverting food from disposal to donation, and strengthening food security throughout the supply chain. If the retailer or manufacturer decides to discount, all of the customers in the area will receive notification via our app or via the native app of the supplier, and they will get a pinpoint notification of which items are on discount, the location, the time, etc. It's a win-win-win for everyone. Our business model, simple, straight to the point. We have a two-part business model, a SaaS, software as a service, and 3 tiers, and discount on the actual value we bring to our customers, whether it's a discounted sales that we're enabling and leveraging, or tax refund that we are providing and streamlining for our suppliers. This is a huge market. As I said, the food industry currently already spends about $35 billion a year in managing and disposing of this food, logistics, landfill costs, associated fines, treatment, and is just expected to grow over the next 5 years. We've put together a very experienced team. Myself, I spent 15 years in the food and chemical industry. I've managed directly a food factory. I own my own restaurant. My co-founder has experience in the food industry. He owns his own software development company, and together we believe that we are fit to take on this awesome task. Our go-to-market strategy, we're targeting manufacturers, retailers, and food industry. We have a B2B marketing strategy. We will employ a myriad of tools to get to our targeted audience. Our growth strategy will be product-led growth once we hit market product fit. And the competition, our main competition would be our indirect competition, which is the waste treatment facilities such as Veolia, but our direct competition are other startups that provide services for food donation, but we are industry centric, and we provide the decision and allow the industry to monetize prior to donating the food. We've developed a consumer-facing app. We have 27,500 downloads. We're in Tnuva Kalkali's food tech competition. We came in first prize, and we're currently discussing partnerships with industry makers in Israel. We are targeting a $1 million pre-seed investment to allow us to take our traction to a next level and to demonstrate the cost savings by developing a MVP and executing a successful pilot. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Yahav. And this startup video number 36. 37 is Neo Prefab. And this is once again in the circular economy environment and other domains, which is the last area of our presentation today. So bear with us. We have just very few to conclude this presentation, this startup marathon, and we go with Rudy with Neo Prefab. Please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rudy from Neo Prefab. Actually, I'll just put it on the full screen view. Thank you. Actually, we are a construction company with a multidiscipline technologies. So we are an end-to-end solution. We are aiming to get a huge change in the construction industry. The construction industry suffer, even it is not something small economy. It's a huge market, but still no one didn't succeed to get it into the next level, and it has a lot of problems which no one solved it yet. Just to emphasize what I'm talking, the impact, according to the World Bank, will be huge in few years from now. But still, we don't have any solution. To understand that industry, unlike the car or the high-tech industry, is not running ahead, it's going backwards. So in 2020, it was 6 months to build a house in the United States. Now the same technology, they succeed due for many reasons, even before the COVID disease. It took now 12 months. So we see that there is an industry with a huge demand, and it cannot solve the problem that we are facing. We are going with a destructive innovation in order to change that equation. So we are doing under one roof. We are taking bottles waste in the same place. We are recycling it, upgrading it into composite materials, and in the same place we are producing huge panels ready-made to the construction industry. In that stage, we send it in the same location to a factory, Industry 4 factory. We can produce the same way we are producing cars. We can produce now housing, and the saving due to the local under one roof local production, we have a huge saving and the option to accelerate the quantities and the products. Actually, we are built with that smart prefabrication offsite is surrounded with many technology, which allows us to get into such a high capacity. It begins from the smart design, but today all the technology of the construction do not talk between the software and the software. I mean, and they don't use other devices like cameras. And we are talking about a different approach. We are looking to do off-site production from A to Z, and to use those new capabilities, which most of them in the market, few of them, even or many of them, we saw in the Israeli solution we saw here. So we are talking about a huge ecosystem can support these capabilities in order to produce in high capacity. Therefore, we are talking about construction. Actually, I'm talking about the data and the analysis. We build it from the beginning. I'm from the computer science, so I'm looking on it in that direction. Because if I'm talking with a CEO of a construction company and said, I have a camera on site, he said, what do you need a camera? But if on the on site, everything is very precise, it will be very easy to understand and to do the analysis and to get better all the time. We are talking about, in order to get into that capability, we're talking about huge panels produced in one shot. If you see 12 meter long, it is something of one machine, something like 4 minutes, we have a ready-made wall. So that capacity allows us to build huge places, a compact one, I might say, with high capacity, and to go to a market which have such big demands, even the States or African countries, which are looking to make big orders for their needs, which are worldwide huge. We are building in the walls because all the walls are made for the purpose, exactly for the order. So they are embedded IO devices, which will help us later on for maintenance, for better usage, and to use it as a greenhouse. The composite material known for satellites, airplane, and aircraft, we are using it in our way to reduce the prices and to use it with high capacity to build a very high level of housing, also with high capacity. And when you can see that 85% of the house, I mean walls and roof, are made from that plastic waste, which we are using. The impact is huge. I mean, every site, and we are looking for the technology, and not only to have an efficient site, but to multiple later these factories. But every factory can utilize 45 tons a year to build 25,000 houses and to have 30,000 new jobs. We're talking about a capacity of 18,000 square meters a day in order to achieve such amazing results. And of course, it cannot, now we have the environment is important, not only for the housing, but in general. So the impact is huge. I mean, our housing, including the floor, is 9 tons, and usually a house of 50 square meter is 54 tons. So there is a huge saving. Also, the housing have a high level of and very strong one. That enable us to get into many, SDGs as an impact of that factory.
Let's try to conclude, please.
Okay, I finalize it if you have any.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Rudy, with this startup, Neo Prefab, number 37. And now we are up to Q up with Shai Kosowski, 38, another startup in the circular economy, environment, etc. Please, Shai.
Hello, guys. Can I share my screen? Is it possible?
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Can you see my presentation?
No, 1 second. Can you share, please?
Yeah. Done. All
good? Good.
Yeah, okay. So, hi, today I'm here to introduce Cup. Cup is a paper cup, a disposable single-use paper cup, which you already know and probably used many times before. Cup is a bit different. Actually, it's been produced differently, and it offers a lot of improvements. And we're going to show you how it's done and what are the improvements. Well, basically, Cup, as you can see here in the picture, is a paper cup where the added steering tab to it. It's all made of paper. It's all made on the same machine, thus eliminating the entire steerer production line and the need for steerers. Why would we want to eliminate the steerers? Well, first of all, we meet them when we collect them at the coffee shop. When we get our coffee, we need to get a steerer for our cups, or at the office, and usually we try to pick the cleanest one from the bunch, the one that's not upside down, maybe the one with not that much coffee on it. It's not that hygienic. Now with COVID out, it's more of a problem. That's one reason, and that's where I personally met this problem. But then we went back into production and see how it's made. Whether it's plastic or a wooden steerer or a very biodegradable steerer, it's still being made separately from the cup, which means another production line. It's more machinery, it's more overhead, it's more labor, and it's more shipping. As you can see here, just a demonstration, but steers are being sent from one manufacturer to a different manufacturer or to a marketer, alongside the cups, which are being sent from a different manufacturer. Double logistics and a lot of costs. With cup, we get one production line, one supply line made from one material, the entire thing, which is steerer-free. And that brings us to another issue, burning issue. It's pollution. And we know a lot about single-use regulation in Europe. We hear a lot about it, and there's a lot of taxation on plastic. Not a lot about wood, but you can see a lot of overhead being done here means it's not sustainable. Cup uses less material per steerer, so each unit weighs about a quarter of a steer stick. It takes less storage and shipping, which reduces a lot of overheads and pollution. It's also recyclable since it's completely made out of paper. And the thing is, it's recyclable. It reduces the tax that manufacturers need to pay for it. So this is a completely new production paradigm. Instead of cup manufacturers having to produce cups and separately purchase the steers and sell the goods of a different manufacturer, they are now able, on the same machine, produce the cup and the steer, which are often used together. This is the way we offer more for less. We all get more sustainability. We get more effectiveness of our cup for less costs, less pollution, less logistics, the works. A bit about ourselves. We're a group of innovators called WeCan. We developed cup in a holistic approach, which means we're looking at everything from production to logistics to usage to end life, and everything needs to be met. This is our solution, which is easy to apply, cost reducing, better to use, very fun to use. Hope you see us soon, because we are already in the marketing stage. We have granted patent for the products. Market validations are already done, and we are starting our production very soon here in Israel. That's it. If you'd like to see more about us, I'll share the link in the chat. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shai, with CAP. CAP is number 38, if you want to discuss with CAP, 38. The last two, we have just the last two, and we start with OptiWays, and then we get to Vert. OptiWays is with the supply chain and logistics domain, and let's share OptiWays first, please.
As markets continue to evolve, logistical operations are forced to deal with increasing complexity. Organizations are constantly seeking ways to optimize their logistics, improve their efficiency, and minimize costs. While multiple solutions have managed to tackle last-mile delivery, the first and middle mile of delivery remain too complex to support, which is why most organizations continue to manage them manually. A typical distribution process involves multiple depots, different customer types, diversified fleets, and dozens upon dozens of business rules, operational constraints, routing rules, and cost models, all of which need to be optimized together. That's why we've developed OptiWays, an AI-powered next-generation solution for optimizing supply chain routes, targeting first and middle-mile distribution. Our breakthrough technology enables customers to optimize and automate their complex route planning processes, leading to superior operational and financial efficiency, OptiWay's unique computational approach utilizes multiple processing algorithms in parallel, as well as multiple distribution strategies. Our optimization engine runs transparently in the background, with no need for you to replace existing operational system and no need for staff training. With OptiWays, you'll save up to 20% in delivery costs and save on manual labor costs. This means that an organization with 100 trucks, for example, can save over $2 million a year and achieve return on investment from day one, thus turning logistical complexity into a competitive advantage. For more information, visit us today.
Okay, very good. This is OptiWays. OptiWays is number 40. And the last one of this startup celebration is with Vert. Let's go with Vert.
Hello, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Matan. I'm the CEO of Vert, that decarbonizes supply chains. Vert operates in the carbon accounting space, and I would like to give a quick introduction about the problem before we dive into the solution that we're building. So as of today, about 1/3 of the world's largest companies have already pledged net zero goals. That means that by 2030, they're supposed to cut their emissions by half, and by 2050, they should be neutral. That means that they reduced everything that they could and offset the rest of it. Why do companies do that? So first of all, that's good for reputation. We see that creating more engagement with customers, it's good for the valuations, it reduces the risk that the company has from sustainability issues. It's generally good for revenues, it attracts talents, it saves operating costs, especially due to avoiding risk and sustainability. And of course, where carbon emissions are taxed, it also creates tax avoidance. When we're talking about getting to net zero, we're talking about measuring our emissions. That includes basically 3 scopes. Scopes 1 and 2 have to do with the direct emissions of the company and the energy that it consumes. The remainder, the other 80% or so, are indirect emissions caused mostly in the value chain, and about 50% of them in the supply chain. That means emissions that come from suppliers. While this is very easy and clear to understand, most companies actually fail to measure and manage supply chain emissions. So how are you supposed to do that correctly? Usually we're talking about 3 stages. First of all, you should engage with your suppliers. By engaging, you can progress into measurement and collect real data along the chain. While you have this data in hand, you can progress to the next step, which is action. You can address the emission hotspots with innovation and incentives, drive changes in your supply chain, and engage with more suppliers to create more efficiency. This is not, of course, an invention of Vert. This is something very well known, and most measurement methodologies actually consider also the level of engagement that companies have with their suppliers across the supply chain. Currently, the most advanced companies in the world have managed to engage with about 5% only of their suppliers, and the rest is being done completely by estimating and using emission factors. So why do companies actually fail, as we said before? Because they lack the tools to engage, measure, and act, as we said before. Companies have usually inaccurate estimations. Those estimations are overshooting the emissions actually and not leading to better results. They have limited engagements with the suppliers, especially when the suppliers are multiple and distributed. They have limited visibility into the deep layers of the supply chain. Most companies manage to map only the first tier of suppliers, which is often not enough for exposing the real hotspots. And it takes a long time to get from insight to action. And that leads to overcalculation, of course, of about 25 to 30% of the carbon emissions, loss of millions of dollars of annual benefits and overpayment, and of course, higher exposure to supply chain risks. Vert is building the first supply chain decarbonization platform built along those 3 principles of engagement, measurement, and action. Basically, with Vert, a customer, let's say a retail chain, connects to the platform and can integrate its ERP to our platform. We read the information about the suppliers, we create access for the suppliers into the platform, and we run the suppliers across a very efficient process of specifying and disclosing their carbon emissions in the right context for the relationship with the customer. Suppliers are being guided through that process, tell us about their scope 1 and 2 emissions, and when they get to their own supply chain, they're invited to redistribute the platform to their tier 2 suppliers and so on. By this, we're getting a dynamic lifecycle analysis of the product, and we're able to trace supply chains deeper in. This is how it looks like, just the beginning, of course, but companies are able to see an overview of their emissions. They can do analysis on top of that, and they can also dig into very specific products where we have information based on supplier reportings or estimations wherever that's adequate. We're already in discussions with several large multinationals about helping them to decarbonize their supply chains. And we're building a very appealing business model for this, where companies pay for the basic license and for using the platform, but also pay a progressive price only for active suppliers. So basically you pay mostly for the data that you get and not for any fluff around that. Of course, there's the possibility to get more advanced analytic solutions and some services that are available through our marketplace. We expect the reporting challenge to be a very big issue for over 80,000 companies by 2025. This is already progressive. Just last week, we learned that the CSRD in Europe was approved, adding 50,000 companies additionally. And this is why we're heading to the EU mostly, where the regulation is already progressive, and talking specifically with retail chains and their tier 1 suppliers. Vert is positioned in a very attractive place. We're about the only company dealing with real data in an automatic and scalable way, where other companies usually rely either on very rough estimations or very time-consuming and labor-intensive services. So thank you for being with us. I would be happy to continue the conversation either with myself or with my partners, Osnat and Neil, and wish you a very good day. Be in touch.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The last one, a very interesting startup in the supply chain and environment. And this concludes our event for today. I really like to thank you all. Thank both the startups, the corporates, industrial corporations, the investors. I know that there are few investors or more than a few investors on our Zoom today. So thank you very much, all the participants, and see you in next time in the next event of startups and industrial companies collaborating on this space of smart industry. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Take care.